We fully realized the drawing power of the name Frida Kahlo late last year when we announced this exhibition, and this news actually trended on Facebook in Australia. I think we were number 2 or 3 trending in the country. The works in this exhibition come from the personal collection of Jacques and Natasha Gelman, who are friends of the artists in Mexico City. It includes 10 of Frida's most iconic works, including Diego on My Mind and Self-Portrait with Monkeys, both from 1943, and works by Diego, including his 1943 portrait of Natasha Gelman, too late for the Archibald, I'm afraid, tough luck Diego, and his landscape with cacti that featured in the 1931 exhibition at MoMA in New York. That was only the second one-person show at MoMA. The first one was Matisse. The photographs, back in the next session, of the couple have never been seen before in Australia and give an extraordinary insight into both of them as individuals, but also as how they interacted as a couple. We also have drawings, letters, and vintage film footage of the couple both in Mexico and the USA. This exhibition truly speaks to the artistic dialogue between Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera and emphasizes their fierce independence and the uniqueness of their artistic visions. Theirs was certainly a tumultuous relationship by any standards, but there was also clearly a deep love between them. And some of the strongest evidence is in the way Frida writes about Diego.
As you've no doubt gathered, the central premise of the exhibition is to look at the work of Rivera and Kahlo side by side, the two giants of Mexican modernism. And it's important to recognise that until relatively recently, there'd been very few major museum exhibitions that had juxtaposed the two artists' work. And the reason for this, of course, is that there are major differences between the two practices. Rivera is best known for his work as a muralist. He produced work on a very vast scale, and his work is very much intertwined with trying to construct a new national identity in Mexico after the revolution. Kahlo, on the other hand, turned inwards, and she addressed the social and political concerns of her country through an exploration of her own personal identity. The Gelman Collection, which includes masterpieces by both artists, presents a really extraordinary platform for looking at the dialogue between the two artists. And one thing that I really hope this exhibition will reveal is that despite their marked stylistic differences, their different conceptual approaches to painting, despite their differences as people, both in art and life, that their work often reflects on common themes, whether that be their dramatic life together or on their investment in the cultural life of Mexico. As Michael mentioned, the exhibition includes 33 artworks from the Gelman Collection and a group of over 50 photographs, which from the Gelman Collection and Throckmorton Fine Art in New York. We have a group of letters in the exhibition at the end of the space, which were written between Kahlo and her family at the beginning of the 1930s, at which time she was based in the United States. And we also have 3 vintage films that you'll see at the very far end of the space, actually the last room, which reveal sometimes quite personal moments in the artist's life in the 30s and 40s. We were very keen to find a way to insert the artist's voice into this exhibition, and as you move around, you'll find quotes from both of the artists throughout the exhibition, and as Michael mentioned, this is also something that we try to pick up in the catalogue, and a published text by both Kahlo and Rivera, and this is the beautiful book that everyone keeps referring to.
Thank you to the staff. We've put this collection in many, many venues around the world, around 46. And I can tell you, this has been one of the most wonderful staff to work with in every single sense. The design of the exhibition is clean, is beautiful, is elegant. The catalog could not be better. Everything went just so beautifully according to plan, and it was a pleasure, and it has been a pleasure every minute we've spent in this museum. So thank you very much for that.